Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new, welcome if you're not new. Today, I was like, you know what, today is a filming day. I want to film, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to film. I decided to go out of my comfort zone a little bit and provide the girls with this nice turquoise, kind of green as I'm looking at it. Sparkly, not glitter, I didn't use any glitter, but nice sparkly look. So kind of a mermaid ish look. I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet, but so if you want to watch this video, stay tuned. But before we get into this video, please subscribe, because a lot of people follow me but they don't just subscribe to my channel. So I need you guys to subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell so you get updated when I upload, okay? So let's get right into this glamorous green look. So I am starting off with my e.l.f. poreless face primer. Y'all already know what it is. I'm starting off with the face because I honestly want to switch it up a little bit, you know. I always start out with the eyes and my eyebrows and everything, but today I just felt a little adventurous and wanted to start with my face, so I am just rubbing that all over my face. Now I am taking my Maybelline Fit Me loose powder. I think I mixed both of my medium deep and my deep shades, so I'm just pouncing that in the places where I get oily, so my cheeks and also my smile lines. So now I'm going to correct around my mouth using my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the orange corrector, and this just eliminates my mustache that I'll be having sometimes and the shadow that is around my mouth area. Then I will just continue blending it out with my Real Technique sponge until it looks more natural. It blends in to my skin tone, and honestly as natural as it could look, you know. So yeah, I'm going to take my Fit Me loose powder around my mouth and just set that down. It kind of keeps the concealer in place but also preps my foundation and the rest of my base. And I'm going to use the Full Spectrum CoverGirl foundation in Deep Cool 1. And I'm just going to put that all over my face, and honestly this is a great match that I've had. I'm also going to focus that around my mouth area because again I have a lot of discoloration there. And then I'm going to take my flat top e.l.f. brush and use it to blend out my foundation. So yeah, I'm just gonna blend that all around my face. So as you can see, I have had a stressful week with some new acne and hyperpigmentation that I've received. So it's kind of annoying. So I'm just going to kind of conceal those a little bit with some more foundation, just kind of spot treating them. And I will also blend that out. And as you can see, this foundation is a very good shade match. It's almost like my skin in a bottle. And if you didn't see my first impressions, go ahead and look at that video, check it out. But this foundation is medium buildable coverage, very lightweight, doesn't make my skin feel dry or tight, especially now it's winter and my skin gets so super dry. Yeah, so I really love this foundation. So as I mentioned in my last video, I color correct and conceal by using Jackie's method. So I'm using my ColourPop No Filter concealer in the shade Deep Dark 52, kind of close to my skin tone, to conceal and correct my under eye dark circles around my mouth area one more time. And I'm kind of just letting that dry down, and I'm also spot correcting those leftover points of hyperpigmentation. So yeah. So now I'm using my ABH Brow Wiz in the shade Ebony. You guys already know what it is. And I am going to do my brows easy peasy, just filling in the gaps in my brows, filling in that tail area, and also filling in the head area. And then I'm going to take my ABH brow gel in Ebony as well and just lay down those hairs, make sure that they're not going anywhere for the rest of the day. And yeah, it kind of fills in the head of my brows a little bit more, so they kind of look a little bit fuller than they already are. And I got a little bit on my skin, so I had to like take that off a little bit. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. But now I can blend out that correcting concealer, and I'm just blending it out and kind of waiting for the next step, which is a highlight concealer. Since everything is now even, I can go in with my ColourPop No Filter concealer in the shade Deep Dark 48, and this is just a light concealer. It's a little bit lighter. I was going for a little bit darker highlight, but and then top it off with a lighter one like Jackie does it, Jackie Anna, but I opted for this, and honestly it was great. And this formula is great. It's very long wearing, it lasts a long time, and I have under eye creasing, so at the end of the day it still creases, but it doesn't crease like immediately. Once I blended out my mouth with the correcting concealer, I'm just going to go in with my Fit Me loose powder and set around my mouth area and set my jawline area, and also set just around the parts where I concealed. So trying not to mix in, you know, the liquid and the powder, but just making good use of my time so I'm not just waiting around and doing nothing. So this is kind of self-explanatory. I'm just blending out my highlighting concealer, making sure that it's melting into the rest of my face nicely, making sure that it's not creasing, that no stone is left unturned, you know what I'm saying? And making sure that the concealer that I kind of applied in like the very inner part of my eye, that it's all blended to my lower lash line and kind of on my lid as well, because I'm prepping at the same time my eyes for my shadow. Now with the damp sponge, I'm going to set my under eye concealer with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder. I'm mixing 35 deep and medium deep. I forget the number of that one, but I'm just making sure that honestly no stone is left unturned. Again, my under eyes have very fine lines, so it's so prone to creasing like immediately. So I'm making sure that I am getting and pouncing that sponge into my under eye, so there's little to no creasing. And I'm just brushing off the excess with my e.l.f. I think it's a blush brush, I'm not sure. But yeah, making sure that creasing doesn't come until I honestly have to go to bed or something. So yeah. So now I'm going to use my Black Radiance Soft Touch or Soft Focus powder. I forget, I think it's in Hot Chocolate. That's the shade. And I'm just gonna contour slash bronze with this. I kind of group them in the same thing. I know they're not the same, but I group them in the same thing. And now I turn on my light because it was kind of getting dark outside. So I turned on my lamp and adjust the lighting to get the best quality for you guys. But I am contouring slash bronzing my face just so that I don't look casket ready, meaning that I don't look only one color, because naturally my face is never one color. So just bring that from my cheekbones to my forehead, under my lip, because I have a little contour there as well naturally. And yeah. So now I'm taking my Full Spectrum by CoverGirl Powder Foundation in the shade Deep Cool 1. And I'm going to take my fluffy Real Techniques brush that I use for bronzing and everything and just go over my face, kind of my whole face actually. Go over my bronzer slash contour that I use. Just go over my highlighted areas, make sure that there's not a sharp divide in between my highlighted areas and my bronzed areas, just making sure that everything flows and blends and marries nicely together. So that's basically what I'm using this powder to do, kind of ensure that everything is blended out correctly. Now I am taking my NYX Proof It waterproof base. We are moving on to the eyes finally, and I'm just taking that all over my lid, all over the eye space, wherever shadow is gonna go, I take it there. And so I love this primer because it gets tacky after you let it dry down for a little bit, and my shadows adhere, like they just really adhere. They don't really crease until you wear them for like 5-6 hours. It starts creasing up a little bit, but my shadows don't cut up until I have to take it off anyway. So I'm using my big buffing Morphe brush just to blend that all out, and I'm gonna get ready to put some beautiful shadows on. As you can see, I'm super excited to put these shadows on. Yeah, I'm taking my Zulu palette today, and I am going to take that yellow shade on the top center. And honestly, I did not practice this look beforehand. I was literally figuring out what I wanted to do. So I'm really proud of how it turned out, so keep watching to see how it turned out. And I'm using my Morphe brush to just blend that out, kind of blow that out into my outer crease, I kind of call it, as my designated transition color for the day. So I'm just using this yellow. It's kind of hard showing up on my skin tone, but as you can see it in this clip, you can kind of see it here. So now I'm taking this lovely teal shade from the palette, and I'm going to blend that into my crease. As you can see, it's very pigmented. So I'm blending that into my crease. And at first it wasn't looking too good, so I had to switch to my mirror and look in there so I can perfect the eye look and where I wanted the shadows to go. So as you can see, I am perfecting my halo eye by using a dense brush and putting that teal color in my inner part of my eye and the outer part of my eye as well, kind of to prep my eye for the halo effect. So as you can see, this shadow is pretty pigmented. It kind of blended in with the yellow and made it kind of green. So I'm just gonna build up that color by dipping my brush back into the palette. So now I'm gonna go back in with that yellow shade from the Zulu palette and just kind of blend and buff everything out so everything doesn't look too harsh. The divide between blue and yellow, it's gonna look kind of green, but it will kind of come back together. This look is kind of a greenish blue, so I'm not too worried about it looking green at all. So now I am placing my concealer on my lid, and I kind of blinked, and that's where I want to blend my halo eye up to. It was kind of a little bit higher than I expected, but honestly it was okay. And I'm again fixing the lighting, but it was kind of okay. I ended up blending it out, as you'll see, and it turned out all right. So as you can see, I'm just finishing up blending it out, ensuring that all the parts are blending in and marrying together nicely, that there's no sharp line between that green and the concealer. So now I'm going to take my Zulu palette, and I'm going to take this beautiful, beautiful blue shade. I was deciding between the blue or the green.
and the shadow is so buttery and so pigmented. As you can see, I'm super happy about this. I've never used the blue or the green. Look at that. Just look at that. So I've never used the blue or the green shades, glitter shades in the palette before. So today was my first time testing out. I am so happy about the color payoff in this Zulu palette, honestly. It is super pigmented. The shadow is super buttery. It's chunky in a good way in that it's buttery. And it's not glittery. It's nice and satiny, and it is a duochrome. I would say a duochrome shadow. It's blue, but like an icy blue, but not too silvery. So I really love the choice that I made to use this as my topper for the look. So now I'm using my Nicka K Radiant palette and that darker blue there, just to kind of outline my crease and kind of create some more dimension. So I'm taking usually my glitter brush, my shimmer brush that I use on my lids, and I'm just wiping that off a little bit and then packing on that color and kind of outlining my eye on the outer and inner portions of that halo eye, just to create some dimension there. So here we go. You can see me packing on that denim blue, and you see it kind of creating a darker dimension there. At first I couldn't really see it and I was like, should I even do this? But as I built it up a little bit, I could see it, and it really made the difference. It transformed it from more of a green. I kind of wanted more of a blue. So it transformed it from more of a green to more of a blue, and it just married perfectly with all of the shadows from the Zulu palette that I had, especially the topper that I used on my lid. So it just turned out perfectly. So now I'm taking my 24 Glide On pencil by Urban Decay, that eyeliner in the shade Deep End. And I am just swatching it for you guys. I forgot to sharpen it, so forgive me. It is a nice turquoise look. So I'm going to line my upper lash line. It didn't really show up, but since I started on my one eye, I had to follow through with the other eye. So I lined both of my eyes, my upper lash lines, with this. So now I'm going to take my Kiss Naked Drama lashes in the shape Tool. As you can see, I put them off camera, and I'm blinking because I'm loving this eye look. So I'm using my Maybelline Colossal Big Shot mascara and kind of blending my natural lashes into those false lashes, so we don't see like a sharp divide in between them, because sometimes you can see that divide where the band is and where the lashes are. So we want to minimize that. So now my eyes are almost set, and I'm going back in with my 24/7 Glide On pencil, and I'm going to line my waterline. And I thought this was gonna be, I've been trying to use this since I bought it during the summer, and I've used it once, but I thought this was the perfect opportunity to use it. So your girl's using it, and it looks perfect with this eyeshadow look, and I'm just super proud of it. So now I'm going to smudge out my lower lash line. So I'm taking that teal shade first and going in the outer lower lash line first. So kind of from the outer section to the kind of third. I'm doing it kind of in thirds first. It was harder on my left side, easier on my right side. That's usually the case, but I made her work, and smudging that eyeliner really paid off. And now I'm taking that shimmer shade on the middle lower lash line and kind of pouncing that into the lower lash line again, and kind of blending and marrying those two colors together so there's no sharp divide on my lower lash line, and trying to make it as fine as possible. Again, it's harder on the left side, but I made it work, okay? Oh, now I'm adding my blush, my Black Radiance blush in Toasted Almond. And I'm using, once again, my Fluffy Real Techniques brush, oh my gosh, and just marrying that blush and pouncing it into my face, making sure everything is smooth and blended. No stone left unturned, okay? Not in this household. So now I'm using my e.l.f. shimmer highlight, I believe it's called, in Sunset Glow. And I'm using my Eco Tools kind of not taper brush, but kind of contour brush and there's a swatch, to highlight. I found that this was a better brush as a highlighter brush than a contour brush. I think it kind of works the same. It works just as well, but I kind of use it as a very dense fan brush. That's how I use it. Because I like the idea of a fan brush, but it just has to be dense enough for me. So that's what I did. And I'm just piling on that highlight, girl. So now I'm going back to my brush that I use for my lower lash line and highlighting my brow bone and just making sure it glimmers just as much as my cheekbones do. And yeah. And then I'm going to go in my inner corner highlight, just as Aunt Jackie does, and just to meet that shimmer shadow underneath my lower lash line, underneath my eyes, I guess, and making sure that everything is blended. Highlighting my nose, trying to blend it out so it doesn't look like a landing strip is there, an airplane tarmac. And taking my other brush and highlighting my Cupid's bow and my chin a little bit, not too much, and highlighting my my temples, my forehead, just a little bit. I don't like over highlight on my forehead or my Cupid's bow. So now I'm covering my eyes and taking my Milani Make It Last setting spray, you know what it is, to set my face but also to pounce it. I am taking my Body Blender by Real Techniques just to marry and melt all that powder, those layers of cake, honey, into my face, and making sure that everything is well blended and it doesn't look powdery, dry, tight. You know what it is. So now I am taking some Carmex. We're going on to the lips to moisturize my lips because some powder was on there. And then I'm going to take my MAC lipstick in the shade Cyber. And I'm going for a pinky purpley lip, kind of to go along with that Mermaid. So I'm taking that dark purple to line my lips, and then my ColourPop Super Shock, it's a matte liquid lipstick, super matte liquid lipstick in the shade Tulle, and it's a nice kind of dark pink, kind of not magenta, but bordering magenta, and taking that and kind of tapping it into my lips, and we have a nice matte lip to go with this. One more final touch. I'm taking my e.l.f. highlighter again, taking my brush and putting that on the center of my lips. Whenever I pursed my lips, and you'll see this in a minute, it kind of disappears. So I just made sure not to do that. I kind of did it involuntarily again, but I made sure not to do it. So I just put it on the center of my lips just to create a 3-dimensionality and just create some more shimmer. So yeah. So I'm taking my setting spray one more time and just setting my whole entire face. And I'm not pouncing it in with any sponge or anything. Just setting it, making sure it stays put for the rest of the day. And this is the final look. Look at her. Look at her. Ain't she pretty? Ain't she pretty? She pretty. She pretty.
So this is the look. I'm so proud of myself. I haven't practiced this at all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh my gosh, the sun is seriously out right now. I have to capitalize on this and take all my photos. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, especially, whoa, if you follow me on my IG or Twitter. And click that notification bell so you get updated when I upload, girl. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.